this evening I have got a very fun video for you tonight, okay? I have completed my first day, well, my first 2 days actually, in my new job, and I'm going to tell you all about it because why not? I want to treat this video as a little time capsule, alright? I'm being selfish, I'm doing this one for me, but I hope you guys will enjoy it still. It's going to be a time capsule for me starting my first ever full-time job, and I'm going to try and rant on as much as I can about that full-time job. You know, lay down all the details, all the little bits of information, and treat it as a time capsule for myself, and maybe even you guys to come back to in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, a decade, 50 years, however many years this platform stays alive for. This video will be a testament to it. So, I started my first day at work yesterday. As of recording, this is a Tuesday. I started yesterday, and it was a fairly standard first day. It wasn't bad, there was no major blunders, but it was a very positive experience overall. Now, without giving too much away, because I don't want to accidentally dox myself, I'm going to give you some context. So, I started off as a freelancer. I graduated from university this year, was freelancing from about May through until December, the start of December, and I had the opportunity to work at a video production company. I was a freelance videographer, video editor and producer, and now I'm working at a production company as a videographer slash video editor. So this job came around for a company that I have known of for a while and have admired from afar, and it was an opportunity I could not say no to. So fast forward, it's the 1st of December and I am starting my first day of work. It's a bit of a long drive for me. It took me about an hour and 20 with rush hour traffic to drive there, which is pretty rough, alright. But we got there, we made it to the office in time, and I walked into a room. Now my manager is the senior editor there, and my office is technically just his office, and they've put another desk in there. So I am sharing an office with my manager, which in a lot of work scenarios sounds like a bit of a nightmare, right? But in the context of what I'm doing for work, it's fantastic because I get to sit there and learn from somebody who's got, 15 more years experience than I have, doing very, very high quality work for some big name clients. And he's also just a lovely bloke. I get on with him really well so far. Touch wood, nothing's gone wrong there yet, so I do hope that stays the same. But yeah, he loves what he does. I love what I do, what I'm going to be doing, and I cannot wait to continue. So I walk in. It's a huge desk, by the way. It spans the entire width of the room. You probably sit about 3 people at the length of that desk, and I've been given a work computer. It's a laptop. It's a MacBook Pro. It's a very powerful MacBook Pro, actually, and it absolutely shreds through videos, but we'll get to that. So, I had a few onboarding tasks to do, getting set up with my work computer, getting my login details, getting on the HR system, all of that stuff. And 10 o'clock rolls around, and every Monday morning they have a company meeting where everybody in the office gathers into the main production office and has a chat. You lay out your goals and your objectives for the week, what you're working on, what you might need help with. It's a good idea, in my opinion. It gets everybody together, everybody working, because everybody's in different departments. Everybody works together but separately, if that office there. Let me put it into context. It was about 30 people in this room, I'd say. Me being the new face, I was formally introduced to everybody, and I was also, well, their method of doing this was getting me to open the office Christmas calendar. So it was just a picture Christmas calendar. It doesn't have any chocolate in or it doesn't have anything in. It was just one that you open a door and you get a picture. So it was handed to me and they said, Rob, can you open door number 1 please? So there I am, calendar in hand. Haven't spoken to anybody in this room apart from my manager yet. I opened the door and I said, oh, it's a picture of a cat with a couple of presents. It was a black cat with 2 Christmas presents. And the lady says to me, oh, can you tell us what you think this means, Rob? Do you think there's a deeper meaning behind this? And my mind went so blank. I froze up and I was like, I stalled for as long as I could, scrambling for something to think of, because like, what on earth was that question? What even was that question, really? What does a black cat with 2 presents mean on an advent calendar? I don't know. And I mustered up loneliness and solitary. Just the word solitary. I said it's the first of the month, the number 1, and behind that number 1 is a singular cat. I think it represents being solitary and single. I don't know, man. I was just scrambling for something, but we kind of moved past it quickly. And then they went round and did, the majority of the meeting, and they came back to me, and they were like, okay, so Rob, how about you tell us a bit about yourself? I said, well, my name's Rob. I'm being brought on as a videographer / video editor. I love making films and creating content. And a fun fact about me is that I have an ASMR channel. Just kidding. I didn't say that on the first day. Did I say that on the first day? I didn't want to explain that one right off the bat. Although it probably would save me some grief, because I have a feeling they'll find out eventually about this channel. If we keep growing at the rate that we do, someone's going to bloody find it. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I didn't admit about the channel. I told them that I'm a drummer and I play the drums. So my name's Rob, I play the drums, and everyone goes, oh, no way, that's sick. We were just talking about this. We've got an office drum kit. And I was like, what do you mean you've got an office drum kit? And somebody points over to one of the employees' desks, and they've got a tiny plastic drum kit. It's like that big, the size of my head. And they're like, oh, why don't you come and play it? And they hold up these 2 tiny plastic drumsticks, and it's like 2 drums and a cymbal. And I just looked at it and I was like, I don't think I'm going to get much out of that, I'm afraid. And we moved on. Thank God they didn't make me try and play like a display plastic drum kit. So yeah, that was the morning meeting. I jumped back into the office and I was tasked with, well, I did some more admin stuff. It gets to 11 o'clock. And then I was tasked with filming some content for one of their retainer clients. It's social media content, so I was sent down to the studio, met a couple more of the team there, and without saying too much, it involved a cat costume and a lion costume and some crazy ideas for social content. So it was not what I was expecting to do on my first day. It was very fun, it was very random, seemingly random. I was not expecting it in the slightest. But I got to film some stuff, got help with some lighting, and I was tasked with editing up the social reels for the rest of the day. It was only 4 like Instagram reels basically, or TikToks. So the editing side of things, they were fairly like straightforward concepts. One of them was like the cat just he's got to go to the gym and it can't be arsed, so it turns off its alarm and just starts eating crisps, and then there's a caption that relates to the client. It makes sense within the context, but I kind of don't want to tell you the context because I don't want to give too much away about this job or my personal life just yet, to be real, to keep it a buck. So I'm just going to let you imagine the context on that one. But yeah, involving somebody in a big cat costume, kind of funny. So yeah, hours. I had a lunch break in there for an hour, and I went for a walk on my lunch break. I think it's very important if I'm going to be sat at a desk at work, and I'm going to be sat at a desk when I come home, record, and I'm going to be sat down eating my tea. I'm going to spend all my life sat on my arse, so I need to make an effort to get up and move. So I did that. I went on a walk, and it was so windy. It's right next to a river, this place, and I walked down the river, and it was so windy. So windy, man, honestly. However, got the steps in. It's all good. We're chilling. Got back to editing, and there's just random stuff going on throughout the day. That people would just come in and introduce themselves, and we'd have a conversation, and it felt like there wasn't too much real work being done. But nonetheless, it was a fantastic experience. And then following work, okay, the day was not over. Following my first day, there was nothing really of note. I'm trying to think, rounding it off in the office. I mean, yeah, oh, yeah, that was one thing. I got told about their Christmas party, and apparently they have somebody coming in to paint everybody's nails, and also a professional masseuse to give people massages if you want like one or the other. I'm like, can I get both? Can I get my nails painted and can I get a massage? That'd be sick. I get like one hand with Christmas trees on my nails, my fingernails. But yeah, that was another thing. Well, that's going to happen next week. That's something to look forward to. And then so a bit of a surreal thing afterwards is my graduate short film. So I made a short film for my uni degree, and my graduating film project was being screened at a independent cinema just around the corner from where I'm working. And it was convenient because I could walk there just in time after I finished work, and I met up with all my friends, and we went in and we watched a bunch of short films that were all really, really good. There was some comedies, there was some darker stuff, there was some animation. There's a really good mixture of short films, and it wasn't strictly a film festival, it was just a special screening event to showcase some of the local films. And there's about 100 people that turned up, so 100 people watched my short film. And this short film, by the way, I will tell you guys about it. I will share it with you when it's public. I promise you that much, because I know I've mentioned it a few times on the channel. I promise you I will show you my filmmaking work, but not just yet. I'm going to leak more private, personal information eventually on this channel. It's just bound to happen, but I'm staying on my best behaviour for now. So that means I'm not showing you my filmmaking work just yet, but we'll get there. Anyway, I digress. It wasn't a film festival, so there wasn't any awards specifically, but there was an audience vote where everybody pulls up, they go on the QR code and they pull up their favourite film. Or they pull up all the films and they have to pick their favourite film. And you know what? We won audience vote. Bang. Yeah, we're just sick. I was pleasantly surprised because there was a good quality, a good calibre of films being shown. Ironically, one of the films being shown was created by a bunch of my university lecturers. So in my time at university, my teachers made a short film. It was being screened at the same event, and we low-key beat our own teachers in a short film competition, which is just sick. I suppose they did their jobs. It's a nice smug feeling. But anyways, after we went downstairs to the bar and had a networking session, caught up with our old lecturers, which is really nice. Spoke to some students that were just starting at the uni, and they wanted to know our opinions, any advice on how they can make a good start at the university, and yeah, it's just dead awesome. And then me and the lads went for chicken wings. We got chicken wings. I had 10 barbecue chicken wings for tea before I had to drive home, and it was sensational. I'm making myself hungry thinking about it now, but it was such good scran. So incredibly positive first day at work. And today was a little bit more of the same. Long ass commute, hour and 20 setup today, so I've now got a MacBook and then 2 colour accurate monitors, wireless mouse and keyboard. I'm living the dream. It makes my setup here look like absolute ass, but I've actually just got a MacBook of my own over here. I need to switch to it, but I haven't had the time to set it up yet. That's a story for another time, but I digress. Yeah, today I was starting cutting a short film project that they've managed, and that's a story, another story, man. I'll go into it briefly. So, myself and a director that works for the same company, we made a short film a few months ago, about a month ago, before I started working here, and we shot this on film, on 16mm film. If you know what that is, it's like actual, like, physical film. And we approached the company if they wanted to do post-production. This is before I even knew I was going to be working there, before I was offered a job. So they agreed to essentially help fund our short film and also do post-production. And fate would have it that I've accepted a job there, and I'm now editing my own short film as a result. Well, I'm assistant editing it, I'm not the lead editor. But I spent my day today doing sound sync and setting up the project for my own short film. So I'm now being paid to edit my own film that was funded by the company I work for. At 21, having just finished my film degree. That is a mad thing to me, a really mad thing to me, and that's something I wanted to highlight in this video, because I think it's an important point to note that, because I don't think that happens very often, at least not that as far as I'm aware. So that's a huge fucking W. Huge W. Let's get some W's in the comments, man. W. You don't have to do that, I'm just taking the piss. I'm going to round off this video by saying I'm so excited to see where this job takes me, because I can foresee myself loving it. I already have loved it in the first 2 days, and it's in the industry that I've wanted to go into, spend the last 5 years studying to go into. And, you know, you'll never work a day in your life if you love what you do, and so far I love what I do. And I also have this channel that's doing super well, and you guys supporting me all the time, which is another level of gratitude that, you know, I'll be here all night if I go on. But I really appreciate you guys sticking with me and taking an interest in what I do and me personally. I've seen you guys commenting like good luck for the new job and everything. It means the world, so thank you for the support, and I'm so determined to keep up the daily posts because of that. So with that being said, I'm gonna bring this one to a close. Thank you so much for watching. Please smash that like button, and if you really want to, only if you want to, consider financially supporting the channel. I have activated channel memberships, so feel free to become a Whisper Warrior and part of the Rob's ASMR members community today. Only if you want to though, no pressure, no pressure. Okay, I'm going to sign off. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Goodbye.